my topic is recession. Are we heading to recession? And we'll see. And we had a deal with the United Kingdom. I'm from United States, okay, yesterday. And then we're supposed to have a deal with China, rumor, this weekend. But still, gold is going up tremendously today, rebounding, and the stock market shaky. We'll see. So this is a chart by Apollo Group. They basically tell the timeline when the bad thing going to happen, and then we'll see if we're heading to recession. Again, this is a disclaimer, okay, and you feel free to read it carefully. And then my strategy, again, I'm run my family assets, so I'm not just in mining, okay, I'm also in biotech and energy, because I'm fearful of a recession, so I think we are running late in the energy cycle. So basically, I almost gave up most of my energy portfolio. So I'm only focused on mining and biotech at this moment. So I actually most gold, mine, silver stock in 2012. Okay, not exactly peak, but pretty close. And but from what I see, so if I see the peak is coming, I will tell people to get out. But right now it's far away. I will show you why. Okay, from the top of gold. And then pick a very good biotech. This is one, actually the stock is almost $100 now. It went from a few dollars. It just got approval. A lot of kids' life was saved. That was 2 years ago. That was last year. Another good stock will save a lot of people's life. They're going to get approval in a year or two. And if you were here in January, I talked about DeepSeek, actually before DeepSeek became famous. Okay, that was like 1 week. If you remember, January's myth was 1 week before DeepSeek the news came out. Because I have pretty good connections in the investment community around the world, including in China, including Asia. So when DeepSeek first came out in December, it's Christmas Day, actually released on Christmas. It's a Christmas gift to United States and Western world. I actually know the second day after I already heard of it. I heard it's very good. So I talk about that in January. It's in the video. So this is one of the company CEO, okay, FlexPod, and they basically say, this is going to wipe out a lot of American business. Let me show you why, okay? Look at it. This is all the different ratio of leading indicator and lagging indicator. So I'll show you later. All the leading indicator already pointing very, very negatively downward. So we basically telling we are facing recession. But all the lagging indicator, including employment number, including all the others, because people are buying ahead of tariff. So there's a temporary surge of buying and business activity. So the lagging indicator is still looking good, but the leading indicator is already in the recession territory. And this is the timeline, and then let the facts speak. Okay, we are already early May. Okay, so they say container ship to US start to stop. We saw this week a 35% drop in container. Okay, so this is happening, and this is the timeline, and let's see whether this is true or not together. So, and also one thing we say that the Trump tariffs or reciprocal tariff is really, it's not what we say. It's basically it's a phantom number. It's made up number. You can see this even with Canada, with Europe, with all the other. United States have a huge surplus in service, but those are not into consideration. They just look at the goods. If there is any deficit goods trade, right? So then we give you the tariff. That's called reciprocal. And then the calculation was very clear how much you import, how much you export. The ratio is the tariff, which is far away from scientific, put it this way. So look at the good. Okay, because everybody looking at the good. So let's take a look at the good export, right? So China actually is huge. You see, China is almost twice as big as United States. And then Germany actually not far. Germany has a small nation, relatively small, okay? It's not far from the United States. And let me show you this one. This is, on the left is, my friend sent me over, but it's all over the internet. You can Google it. It's pretty accurate. So you're talking about more than 70% toy export is from China, okay? And then the hairdryer, everything, item, strollers, 97%. So Trump already saying that the kids this Christmas should get less toy because all these Chinese toys are going to run off. But you think about the common sense, if you think about that, China make a toy, Disney toy, $1, right? It's selling in the supermarket, in the toy store, $30. So more than 90% profit actually is in the United States. It's from the distributor, from the retailer, from the Disney, from Marvels, all the other companies. Their profit going to drop. It's not like Trump say, oh, instead of buying 30 toys, you get 2 toys. But then what's the earning of all the other company? You think about that. That's why this is another proof. It's from International Monetary Fund. This is the biggest loser is the United States. With this current tariff situation, United States is the biggest loser. And there's also trade policy uncertainty that's drive all these sky high. So I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned. That's why my portfolio, I already got rid of the energy. Some are taking profit, some are taking loss, but I'm afraid of oil will go down. And maybe now that's COVID negative, but it can go down a lot lower. And that's I'm very concerned. And there's also other things. This is also for gold investor, it's very important. Look at this. This is dollar, right? Dollar and gold is reverse correlation. And this dollar bull market has been very, very strong, and then for very extended. So there's a point that we can, if we go back to the mean, the dollar will drop a lot more. That means another $1,000 boost on gold, okay? So there's, others. This slide I'm just trying to say is the recent stock market rally mostly coming from individual, okay? It's from individual shareholder. Well, the smart money, the fund actually are exiting. So Trump he care about stock market, so he always tweak, oh, there's a good news coming. So all his followers start buying, and then those are mostly our individual investor. So the recent rally is pushed mostly by individual investor, push it higher. And maybe some short squeeze. Maybe people are shorting the market, got off guarded. So, and then you can see the very, very strong buying from individuals. So, and then those people actually can be the first to quit if we get into recession. So that's something I'm really worried. And then the valuation of the US equity is still very high. At this bond yield, this is extremely high, actually. Even you go back to the average bond yield is much lower, so this can go lower. So there is a decline in earning outlook. This is also another sign. These are the lagging indicator, right? This is the leading indicator. This is the expected. This is currently what we have. Actually went up a little bit because of the surge, people buying ahead of the tariff. So let's see, the number will tell us in the next few weeks. The Fed going to cut the interest rate. I think this is coming. So again, all these are pointing to, okay, this is the end of the slide. So China and the United States are going to meet this weekend. The rumor is 50%. United States, basically already rumor come out that we have to cut the tariff by 50% to 50, okay, to 50. But I'm not sure China would in game for that. That's the thing, right? You don't know. So and then in the perfect world, in the art of negotiation, you don't show your cards before the negotiation. But basically, the media already say that United States cannot, this 145% tariff cannot stand right now. So anyway, so one of the very good trade for investors is critical metals. You see the gallium, germanium, the antimony, they're banned by China to export. Especially, I have a couple of companies has a lot of gallium here, and also there's also manganese. Okay, also it's another critical metal. So if you notice, there is a war going on this week between Pakistan and India, right? Pakistan actually there's a resounding victory. Pakistan beating India, which has all this Western fighter jet. If you look at the Pentagon, there's a lot of people, a lot of report, but even Pentagon admit that at least 3 advanced jet was shot down by Pakistan using very old Chinese jet. The only thing they have, the strength, is they have a very long-range radar. The very long-range radar using gallium nitro. They have very long-range radar, they have very long-range missile. So basically, they can see the plane, and then they fire a shot and run away. So basically, more like ambush, okay? So, and then they shoot down all these. I heard it's 5-0, but at least 3 are confirmed. A shoot down, and the most advanced fighter jet was shot down on the Indian side. So those are gallium. Okay, 98% gallium is from China. So gold investing, not to say the central bank is buying gold. And very, very interesting, you see this chart, it's a very huge discrepancy here. There's not a lot of increase in gold holding. So even below the COVID high, so which means investor really has not wake up for the gold. And the gold already went up, and people wake up and say, oh, what am I going to do? I missed a run. No, you haven't. So the gold investing has been, I talked to a lot of gold fund manager, my friend, and they hate this rally because when the gold go up, people selling they redeem their fund. They're selling the gold to buy other things. So they have been continuous redemption until recently, a little bit inflow. So that means what happened was the fund manager, in order to buy something they like, they have to sell something. Yesterday, if you notice, there's a huge, what do I say, of all the stock and going all the different directions, right? Quarterly on went up 20%, right? In the meantime, First Majestic went down 10%. I mean, when I look at First Majestic earning, I really don't see it's that bad. Just quarterly on went up so much because quarterly on has a very good earning. I mean, it's my #1 silver holding. I mean, I told my subscriber many times, but it's good. It makes me happy. But you see that you have, because there's no inflow of money into the mining. So you have to sell something in order to buy something. You like something, you have to sell something. But this will change. My point is, when the bull market comes, everything will go up. So we are still at the very beginning of this great bull market. Okay, same thing for the gold side. You know, you have a Oceana gold, which is one of my favorite. I got it like 10 cents many years ago, a decade ago, 15 cents, and it went up 15% yesterday. And then on the other side, Equinox went down 10%, which is unbelievable because their first quarter, everybody knows it's bad. And then CXP, the emerging had a very good first quarter. People since forgot about that. So my point is, it's really trading. People are buying and selling, flipping hand over face, but eventually, when the great bull market coming, which I see, we are not there yet, and everything will go up, and it will go up much, much higher from here. So this is it's a very amazing thing. It's the margin of the gold producer is highest in any time we can trace. Okay, this is the gold producer's margin, and then still going higher. And there's this is from Scotia, but you can see every gold mine is trading currently at lowest range historically. Okay, so something has to give. Gold has to crash, or gold miner stock has to go up. So I take the second one. And I think the juniors are even more undervalued. So that's why I have 5 juniors here, company. That's for your. I own all of them, and for you to, to hear their story. And this is a chart. Okay, a lot of people say, is gold really top? Is gold really going to crash? Well, if you compare historically, gold hasn't really appreciated that much yet. We still have This is just the beginning. There's a lot more to go. If we're more like 70, if you believe we're like 70s, yeah, this is just the beginning. So this is a chart, a technical chart. We are really breaking out. I think next stop probably 4,000 area. So we'll see. And then eventually there will be another setup because you see this. This is a great breakout. We are breaking out this handle, so we'll be a 4,000, 5,000 range if technical is true. Let's look at silver. Silver is one of my favorite. I've met with in the corridor. Some people say, Chen, when silver will break out? I think soon. You have to be patient. Okay, this is from Silver Institute and Metal Focus Group about the silver deficit. I've been hypercritical. I've been very critical of them because they have been very slow, right? They have every year they come to correct the last year data because last year data was too conservative. But I give them credit, their correction has been correct. So they have been showing very consistent deficit. And I used to trade a stock, the metal called palladium. So after 5 years of deficit, it just doubled. Okay, it's palladium. I also trade the rhodium. It's after 5 or 6 years of deficit, it went up fivefold, 5 to 10. Eventually, it's a 10-bagger. I sold it too early. That's the rhodium. From 1,500 all the way after COVID, go to 20,000, something around that. It's getting very dicey, too high. It's eventually become a bubble. So my point is silver is in the persistent deficit, and there is not a lot of silver out there. Not a lot of silver out there. Okay, so investors, the silver company, I will show you, silver company making a lot of money these days, and we are asking silver company to hold silver. Why don't you just hold some silver? Then this will be quickly disappear. Oops, this 300 million ounces in silver will disappear. So the inventory are going down, right? This is just, we can basically calculate how many silver is available. From all the worldwide silver, and this is a silver stock chart. I want to show you in how sharp it rises. Okay, so when silver runs, it really, really wrong. And then you just, my advice is don't sell it too early. You see how sharp it go up? So unfortunately, the bad news is that if silver starts to run, usually we are in the second half of a gold rally. Okay, this time silver has not run yet, so we have more. That's why another indicator, we have a lot more to run in current gold bull market. And then this is a margin. You look at the valuation of the silver mining company versus silver. Okay, the silver miners. Yeah, all the fundamentals. Okay, so it's not really reflect. That's why I'm also very bullish on silver company. That's why quarterly on yesterday broke out. I think it broke out the 30-year downtrend. If you look at the chart, I don't have that. And I have another company called Vino. I think I invited them here was in January so they broke out 30-year, downtrend. It's a stock actually 6-folded since I was pounding the table in my newsletter. So from 40-something cents to 260s right now. I think it's go much higher because they broke out the long downtrend. It can go up a lot higher. A silver company just start breaking out. I encourage you to take a look at quarterly on 30-year, 20-year, 30-year chart. Okay, so this is a silver chart. And this is platinum. Platinum, I've been talking about for 2-3 years. And I quit money printing because I always buy it when they drop to around 900 area. I sell it before I sell it when they over 11. And then later on, I found it getting weaker. So I'm trying to sell it around 1,000, a little over 1,000. You just keep buying and selling. It's already 2-3 years. The reason behind it, China has been buying. China has been accumulating silver. There's a very compelling trade data. You can see that China buy more platinum than they need. So then they tend to buy when the platinum is below 1,000. So far has been working. Money printing, keep making money, and so far so good.